How to buy on AliExpress from Uganda. First, on the app or website, go to the flag, select your country, and if you want, change the language and currency. In this case, I'm going to leave it in US dollars, and now let's see how to make a purchase. Now I'm going to show you step by step how to buy and what you need to keep in mind. As you can see, there are many products here, lots of deals, and actually at the top we find even more. Here we find the product offer and see product categories, but what we'll do is pick a sample product and I'll show you what to look at. First, let's choose a random product. Let's choose this product over here on the right. It already appears here. And let's take a detailed look at everything we need to keep in mind. First of all, on the left side, we should look at the photos to see if they really match the product description, which is this one here. Always remember to pay close attention to the title of the product because sometimes you might get confused. In other words, they might be showing you this iPhone here, but it turns out they're not selling the iPhone, they're actually selling this battery. That's why it's important to tell the difference, since sometimes people feel scammed because they see one product in the images and receive another, but it's because they didn't read this part of the title. Also remember that when we search for products on AliExpress, the price we see is the lowest available price. What do I mean by that? When you go into the listing, you'll notice that if, for example, I change the color of the product or the specifications, you'll see that some options cost more than others. For example, this one here costs $15.22 and this one here costs $16.18. That's why before knowing how much it costs, you need to specifically choose which variation or size of the product you want in order to know the final price. Then, once you've read and seen all of these, go down to the section where the reviews appear, and here it's important that the product has at least 4.5 stars and ideally plenty of reviews. For example, in this case, it only has 15. I recommend a minimum of 30 or even 50 to be sure that real people are actually buying these products. Now we're going to click where it says see more. And here we're going to filter using this image icon so we can read and above all see real images of the products. Since the photos that appear at the top of the AliExpress page are, let's say, edited photos that look really good, whereas the photos here in the reviews are real photos from customers who have actually bought this specific product. So there we can see more for comparison, for example, in someone's hand to get the exact size or on a table. And here we can see in detail what it's really like. Once you've chosen the product you want, now we're going to move to the right side to make the purchase. Now here, you need to be sure about the person who is selling it to you. What you can do is click on their name and you'll go to the store or see the products this person offers. What you can do is check in this section how many positive or negative reviews they have overall, because this person doesn't just sell this product, but several others as well. And obviously, it's better if they have a generally positive review rating. Then, this will appear depending on where you are. Simply click on it, and here what you need to do is specifically choose your country, then select your location based on where you are, and that's it. This applies here. Remember that depending on where you are located, here on the left side where the price is shown, some taxes may also be included, again depending on your location. Then here at the bottom, the shipping price appears. In this case, it is completely free, but it does not include a tracking number. That means we won't be able to track the product to know where in the world it is, whether it has arrived in our city or even if it has already reached our home. That's why I recommend that you buy products that have a tracking option. You can simply look for this, go in, and when you select free shipping, it should indicate that tracking is included. Then here it will specifically show the date when the product will arrive at your home or at the place you have chosen to receive the product. After this, if you want, you can also change the quantity. You can choose as many products as you want. You can increase it here. And depending on what you want, you place your order. I'm going to leave it at 1 and click where it says buy now. When I click buy now, this screen appears, and here my shipping address shows up it's censored because it's my personal address. I can click here where it says change to adjust the address to wherever I am. Then under payment methods, depending on where you are located, you'll see the option here to add a credit or debit card or some other payment methods. This, as I mentioned, depends on your location. And as you can see, there's an option here for promo codes. I'll leave one for you in the description if I can get access to it. And then here in the summary, you'll see the product price and the shipping costs. These probably change and increase because I only chose a single very inexpensive product. That's why I recommend that you go directly to any product here and add several items. Once you add multiple products, the shipping cost will likely decrease, which will make it less expensive overall. So what you can do is talk to friends or family members who want to place orders on AliExpress so that you can make a single order together. This way, the shipping cost will decrease significantly or at least stay the same, but since there are many more products, it's obviously much more worthwhile to make the purchase. Once you've made your purchase, click Place Order. When you get your tracking number, go to the website shown above, 17 Track. Enter your tracking numbers here to track your orders and see where they are, where they're coming from, if they've arrived in your country or at your house, and keep an eye to make sure your order arrives. Similarly, if the order doesn't arrive at your home or the place you chose, you can file a claim with AliExpress and they will obviously refund your money, but for that you have to pay close attention to the delivery date. Remember that this one said it would arrive by May 5 at the latest, so since it's May, what you should do is wait until that date. And when that date arrives, if your product from this seller still hasn't arrived, what you do is file a claim so they refund your money.